Woodbridge Waterfront Park is situated on the banks of the Raritan River, at the former site of a chemical factory where the land was left blighted, inhibiting future development. The construction of a natural gas power plant alongside the park is providing funding for the reclamation of the area wetlands, as well as a new tax rateable for the town. It required vision and leadership to forge a benefit from these brownfields.
A brownfield is any commercial or industrial property that is currently either vacant or underutilized, and it's suspected that a discharge of contaminants has occurred on the property. The brownfield development area that Woodbridge has taken on has approximately 270 acres of brownfields area in it, consisting of 7 properties that have either commercial or industrial histories.
Very early on, we recognized the Casby waterfront represented a significant development opportunity. A lot of lands down here were brownfields, many were contaminated, including this one. So we had one goal to clean up as many properties as we could along the waterfront and make it more beautiful. And our second goal, of course, was to bring development, because in order for someone to invest in cleaning up a property, they have to have the promise of a return in terms of a development that they can make money off of. So this was a perfect marriage of the power plant, which is a huge project, and them investing in cleaning up the wetlands, so everybody wins here in Woodbridge. We gave CPV a tax incentive to come to Woodbridge because there was a lot of competition among 20 different towns to have these 3 power plants built. Now that tax incentive money comes directly to the town. We've always dedicated 25% of what we've made from these tax incentives to our school system. So far we've been able to do a turf field at Colonia High School for baseball and for football, a turf field at JFK for baseball and for football, a track at JFK, softball fields, cricket fields, auditorium renovations, bleachers in our gyms. These are the kind of things that the school district normally would have had to do sooner or later, and now they can not have to do them because we took care of them, and the money then in their budget can stay with the curriculum and the academics. This is a $1 billion investment that's spread out across everybody in Woodbridge Township, 100,000 people, 13,000 kids, all will see the benefit of this investment in Woodbridge.
Competitive Power Ventures is on schedule constructing a clean energy power plant on the site adjacent to the park, providing jobs and energy for the bustling Central Jersey economy.
The next major milestone is what we call first fire, which is the first time we light off one of the gas turbines. So that's always an exciting point. And then the most critical one is when we're done. We call it COD, the commercial operation date, which we're shooting for December of 15.
We're really looking forward to a long-term permanent relationship between the township and CPV. They've just been fantastic corporate neighbors.
This has been a wonderful town to work in and to work with. The mayor's office is very supportive. The planning board has been great to work with, and even all the townspeople.
Mayor McCormick and Carolyn Ehrlich, they have been wonderful. They have been able to get things done on the local level that I might not be able to get done.
Woodbridge is probably one of the best municipalities I've had the experience of working with. They take great care to bring everybody to the table.
We broke ground last October of 2013. Governor Christie was here. Frankly, we could not have done it without the help of his office, without the help of the DEP in particular. Senate President Steve Sweeney was here. 2 different parties, but working together for the benefit of Woodbridge Township. It was a tremendous groundbreaking, and we're very pleased to see this project moving forward.
And now we see an $845 million investment that is going to mean lower energy costs for the people of our state. It's going to mean greater ratables here in Woodbridge for the citizens to help control their property taxes, and is going to make sure that we also continue to do the things that we need to do to keep our environment clean and safe.
A BDA stands for a Brownfield Development Area. And that's actually a term that was created by the Department of Environmental Protection. And we had to apply to get that designation. And it was a tough application, very, very competitive. And we were very fortunate to have gotten that, because what that gives us is one project manager from the Department of DEP.
The site has been very contaminated. Our primary goal is to clean it up and have it redeveloped so that we could bring it back to productive use.
Well, there's those on the environmental side that would rather this 160 acres be nothing but protected wetlands. There's also those on the business side would rather this be a series of warehouses covering every square inch. So this project is the perfect match of the environmental concerns with business concerns. It was never going to be all of one or the other. It was always going to be a mix. So we worked with the environmental groups, we worked with the owners, CPV, and came up with a perfect mix with 100 acres of protected wetlands and 60 acres of a power plant development. It's the perfect project for Woodbridge.
The upper portion of the Epic site is currently being remediated to standards that will allow them to put industrial activities on the property. So they're dealing with a different set of remediation standards that the state has. The lower portion of the site, consisting of 100+ acres, is going to be set up for wetlands reconstruction and ecological preserve. So they'll be held to a bit of a higher standard in terms of what they're going to have to remediate to, but that's going to be the difference between the two portions of the site.
If you look out there, that was what the land looked like when Henry Hudson was here. Years ago, though, this land became contaminated. The Army Corps dredged the river, and back then it was fine to just take those dredges and all that waste and put it on here. And so the natural habitat, all of the beautiful plants that could have been here, were destroyed. So the job that USA has taken over is to replant all of the plants that were here. So these are native to this. These are new plants. What I find so incredible is that nowhere in Woodbridge Township can somebody like me or any of our residents come and take a look at that river. You got to go to New Brunswick or somewhere else. This is our access to be able to come down and see the Raritan River.
The restored wetlands will provide residents with access to the river and to nature in a way unavailable to generations past. As Woodbridge looks to the future to tame blighted post-industrial zones and create jobs and growth where it previously seemed unlikely.